Today we are talking all about the quickest, fastest way to easily work less and make more in 2024. Today what I am going to share with you is something that I was just working with on a client this week, right? And it's like so simple, but it's one of those things when you've been in business for a while and you're feeling stuck or you're feeling stagnant and you just don't know what to do and you're maybe frustrated. This is the answer that I find most of us forget. So the first week we talked about your daily plan, right? So what are the three things that you need to do every single day in your business to move your business forward, right? Move that needle. These need to be your income producing activities, right? Then last week we talked about weekly planning. And the thing about it is with weekly planning is if you want more white space in your calendar, and what I mean by white space is free time to do what you want when you want, then you need at the beginning of the week, I do mine on Sundays, is you need to sit down and you need to put the things on your calendar that only you must do. This week we are talking all about monthly planning, and I am going to give you the easiest way to work less and make more. So the first step, no matter whether you're planning daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, is you must figure out what the heck you want. And this is where so many of us go wrong, right? We were brought up by parents that said, if you want something, then you have to work for it. And so we started a business and we worked and worked and worked and worked and worked some more. And now we are exhausted, we're overwhelmed, we're burnt out, we're maybe in denial about being burnt out, and we're overworked, and we're just saying to ourselves, why aren't we having the growth? Why am I working so hard? I'm getting tired. I'm starting to have mental and physical health. You have to figure out what you want. Whenever I start working with a new client, whether it's in my one-on-one concierge club program, whether it's in the Legacy Business School, which is my course and group support, whether it's in my Empowered Entrepreneurs Mastermind, the first step in everything that I do is I'm like, back up the train and tell me what you want. The hardest thing is that's probably the hardest question in business, because so many of us have not been asked what we want to be when we grow up, probably since we were young kids, right? Like when we were a kid, I said I wanted to be a circus clown and everyone thought I was crazy, but they were like, okay, Sailynn, right? Like they never told me that was stupid or whatever, right? And you were allowed to dream and think big. And then as you got older, it was like that was squashed. No longer people ask you that. But this is so key in business, because in order to have a strategic plan, set goals, a successful business, and the freedom that you desire, you need to know what you want that end result to look and feel like. This is the first step no matter what you're doing in business. Now, I know some people struggle with this, right? The client I was working with on Monday was like, and I was like, okay, let's talk about what you don't want. So once you figure out what you want, right? Then we have to figure out in your business your metrics, right? This is so key. If you do not review your numbers on a monthly basis, it's probably the reason that you're feeling frustrated, stuck, and overwhelmed. And the reason for that is because the numbers don't lie. Now, don't get me wrong, I am not a numbers person. I do not love numbers. I have been using numbers in business for 10 plus years, but I still don't love them. I dread the task. But the numbers don't lie, and they give you all the answers in your business. So numbers that you want to look at, there's three key metrics that are so huge in business. Now, next Thursday, I am offering my quarterly strategic planning workshop called Planning for Profit. And during that workshop, we are going to go over the 3 key metrics that every single business, no matter whether you're online, brick and mortar, products, service based, whatever it is, the 3 key metrics that you absolutely must have in business. So if you are currently not crunching your metrics, then I want to invite you to join me next Thursday with step 1. What do you want your business to look like? Then we're going to go to step 2. What are the metrics that you need to crunch in your business? And these are metrics that every single business needs to know, right? And then I'm going to give you a list of other things depending upon your business that you can also crunch. Now, let me tell you why this is so important. So when I had my franchise business, I was doing the marketing for the first couple of years, and we had over 1,000 people in our territory that I would go out and talk to, right? I was in the healthcare industry, so I'd go talk to hospitals, assisted livings, nursing homes, hospice agencies, like elder law attorneys, senior centers, like all these different things, right? And when I started crunching my numbers 5 years into business, right, what happened was I realized that 80% of my money was being made from 20% of that list. And so what that allowed me to do was to back off on those 1,000 people that I was going and marketing to and focus just on that small 200 number. I was able to expand relationships with them, provide them better service, get to know their needs more, and that's when my business started to truly grow and explode. And what also happened is we were able to spend less time on the road doing marketing. So we instantly were making more money and working less hours doing marketing. This is the same thing in your business. When you know what metrics, where your numbers are in business, then you can say to yourself, okay, this is now what I need to double down on. Now there's some hiccups here, right? So the client I was working with this week said, I have revenue coming in from this box, revenue coming in from this box, and revenue coming in from this box. Box A was the majority of her income, but box C was where she was making the most profit and where she wanted to really have her business expand. And so what we did was we talked about different plans on how to get more revenue coming in box C, so that way she could start working less and making more. This takes a lot of mindset shifts, right? Because you automatically think, oh my God, I'm making so much money over here. I need to keep doing this. But this did not align with her dream lifestyle vision for what she wanted her business to work with. Her margins weren't great. It was a lot of intense work. It took a lot of overhead, a lot of time, a lot of energy. So she just didn't love it. But it brought her a lot of money. And so I said to her, when you make this shift, we're not going to let this go, but we're going to spend more time and effort on growing box C. And so when box C grows, you can either maintain what you got over here, or you can grow this so much that you don't even need this anymore. Because this box C is where her high profit margins were, where she was doing the least amount of work, and it was allowing her to work in her zone of genius. And so if you truly want to work less and make more on a monthly basis, you must crunch your metrics. Now I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, where do I start? And that's why inside my Planning for Profit strategic quarterly workshop next Thursday at 12 p.m., we are going to go through the top 3 metrics that every business needs to crunch. We are going to be there together planning. You are going to walk away from this workshop having a laser focused vision for what you want. You're going to know what numbers move the needle in your business. You're going to have Q1 2024 mapped out, and you are going to do it all live with me so you can ask me questions. I am sharing with you a behind the scenes of what my calendar for marketing, finance, customer support, operations, personal, all of those departments looks like. I'm handing you over my calendar. You get to see exactly what I'm working on, and I'm giving you the template to make your own. And what is so critical in business is having the foundations, the metrics, the templates, but pairing that with the guidance to be able to introduce it and implement it into your specific business with your specific needs and your unique dreams and goals. This is what sets the coaching apart that I do. I know how important it is to have business fundamentals, but I also know how important it is to have the guidance to make it work for you. My life is not your life. Your life is not my life. I'm going to give you the business fundamentals, and then we're going to work together to make it work in your business. I want to encourage you to join me for Planning for Profit with a daily, weekly, monthly, and quarterly plan. And if you have any questions at all about it, you can put them in the comments. So I hope you understood in this one, if you truly want the easiest way to work less and make more, you have to dive into your numbers and you have to know where your money's coming from, what's making you money, and how you can double down on the things to build a better business in the business of your dreams, because you deserve to live the fulfilled life that you dreamt of when you became an entrepreneur. Not wait to help all of you next Thursday at 12 p.m. We're going to talk a little bit about strategic planning before the workshop on Thursday. So I'm going to give you a little bit more. We did daily, weekly. This week we did monthly. Next week we'll do quarterly. And then Thursday we will have the paid workshop where we will sit down together and work through everything in your business so you have a plan. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you next week.